I remember when I was losing at the bottom of the pit, and none of you niggas are losing at my bottom. I'm a
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, in your host, your YouTube messiah and often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious Ends. We're going to talk about Survivor Series this past week. It was in Houston, Texas, and Lordy, did it not disappoint one bit. It was a damn good show. You know, gotta say, folks, quick recap, NXT TakeOver, really good. Set the tone for what to expect. Survivor Series, I wouldn't say it was better, but dare I say, just as good. You know, they had different caliber matches, different clip, you know, but man, both were just really good. I just want to get it at that. We're going to talk about Survivor Series, though. You know, that's the main thing on the show. We talk about the show, so let's get into that. Started out, few pre-show matches. First off, Elias Sampson going against Matt Hardy. My first thing was, why? I mean, I understand they want to keep Matt on TV using him, you know. He's under, they got him under contract. They want to use him, you know. Especially while Jeff's out, this is a perfect time to capitalize on Matt and all, but just, really, like, where's the story? That's what I want to know. Where is the story? There's no story behind the reasoning for the match. I mean, they've had Elias beating the crap out of people when they interrupt his music, but, you know, just him being out in the ring doing the music and then, boom, Matt's music hits and he comes out and interrupts him. No, that doesn't make sense. Now, as far as the match goes, I mean, it was nice, fast pace and flow right before the break, but after, it just felt like somebody hit the brakes and it wound up getting that really pre-show-ish kind of feel, you know? I mean, match came to an end, Elias hit the drift away, that, you know, that shake, rattle, and roll neck breaker, which, you know, you'll never convince me otherwise. It looks like the shake, rattle, and roll neck breaker Honky Tonk Man would do, you know, but nothing even there. Anyways, next matchup, Cruiserweight title match, Kalisto going against Enzo, and I'm sorry, it was funny. Kalisto kind of messed up on that trampoline jump spot when he jumps into the ring. He jumped and actually landed on the rope. He was like that for a minute and then rolled himself over. You could see he was, you know, he didn't look frustrated when he landed and he was doing his kind of pose. He wound up actually just looking like, had that smirk like, man, I can't believe I fucking did that. Oh God, I'm such an idiot. He had that kind of a look on him. Which, okay, yeah, hey, if you're willing to roll with the punches and accept the fact you foobarred, you know, ominous dominus, good for you. And Enzo came out, obviously, did his normal BS shit, wound up looking like a frickin' blind person dressed Rocky Balboa. Ugh. Anyways, as far as the match goes, had a nice back and forth at the start. Enzo wound up pretty much taking control of it. You know, yeah, Kalisto, I like the way Kalisto was starting to form his comeback in this, but match didn't go his way. Match wound up coming to an end. Enzo wound up ramming Kalisto's shoulder through into the turnbuckle that got him in. Next thing you know, boom, hit him with the eat the feet. 1, 2, 3, that was it. Next up, we got another pre-show match. It was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn going against Breezeango, and before the match started, Owens and Zayn cut a promo, real nice, scathing, kind of heelish promo, and to everyone saying that the whole Sami Zayn heel turn thing isn't working, dude, remember, you don't have to be that whole, well, screw you, America, or I'm better than you kind of heel. A good bad guy doesn't see themselves as a villain. They see themselves as being the good guy who has higher standards and higher morals than the person they are going against. That is a good villain. Case in point, right here with Owens and Zayn, they're just being very serious, very to the point, and they're saying on how they're being victimized, they're being treated like dirt because Shane McMahon has it out for them. They're making themselves out to say their view is much more higher than yours. You know? Now, as far as the match goes, man, Breezeango was surprisingly in control for a bit at the start, but man, once Sami and Owens got in control, it was really good. I liked it, you know. Brought me back to the good old days, seeing them. Oh, if only Sami Zayn's old mentor, El Generico, was still alive to see it. Which, by the way, folks, quick reminder, somebody on here remind me at some point later on in the comments down below. Gotta start up a petition to have WWE honor El Generico with the Warrior Award and have Sami Zayn accepted on El Generico's behalf, seeing as on how El Generico was Sami's mentor. You know, he took most of his moveset. He's got the same type of, he worked out so hard. He's got the same type of body definition and build as him. You know, it's just Sami Zayn is a good man. He's done everything possible to honor the late great El Generico, and we should honor Generico and Sami in that sense. Moving on, time now for the main show. New Day versus Shield, and by God, what a trios match this was. And this was the first time since the band came back together that the Shield got to all do one big fight, because Roman, he was out with the mumps or whatever, the freaking Cucamongus disease that wound up plaguing the locker room for a minute, you know, but had a nice feeling out at the start. Everyone got a good chance to get their shots in, but man, oh man, this had great back and forth action, you know, great back and forth all around. Ambrose was made the team punching bag, pretty much like the old days. But you know, I'm not complaining on that. Yeah, but man, once Seth and Roman got tagged in, man, it turned to mayhem. They all just kind of looked at each other like, screw it, bar fight, wham, and just started going at everyone, and they all just started swinging at each other like it was a freaking bar fight. But it was just pure nuts. I loved it. This is hands down probably my favorite trios match WWE has done within this past calendar year. Match came to an end when the Shield wound up hitting Kofi with the triple power bomb, but when they went to go set it up, Roman was like, nah. Up here. He got up to the top rope, and then they loaded Kofi up, and then boom, a triple power bomb from the top of and yeah. Now, not one big spot do want to mention that was really hot, that really flipped me out was when New Day almost got the win. They had Big E had Seth and Dean on both shoulders, and Kofi and Woods wound up hitting that spiked big ending. They call it the Midnight Hour. They hit that spiked big ending on both of them. I was just more so impressed because Big E was able to carry that much weight on his shoulders all at once. Yep, but that was that. Now, that was a great match. Next match up. Now, you want to talk about setting a bar for the show? That match did it right there. Next matchup we got, it's the Women's Survivor Series match. Smackdown versus Raw. Team Smackdown came out first and all, and then Raw, in which case, you know, I absolutely liked it. I liked it. It was a good match, you know. Now, probably the biggest shock right off bat was Becky Lynch was the first one out. You know, and I was legitimately shocked on that because, you know, the way everything was going between on TV and Twitter and all that jazz, you know, I honestly would have expected that they would have laid the groundwork out for at some point to have a Becky versus Asuka feud to come in to get made, but surprisingly it wasn't. I mean, I really was kind of hoping for that more so also than anything because, you know, I'm big fan of both, you know. I would just love to see both of them tear the ring up, you know. Bayley, she was the first to go on Raw for Raw's team, which case kind of can't really argue too much on that, more so especially given that, you know, the way her character has been going. She's like all kind of like moving in hills, like up down up down up down. It just honestly, and I'm not saying like, I'm not trying to sound like a Smarky McSmarkerton saying just turn Bailey heel. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just saying add an extra layer to her character, make her show a little more aggression, you know, make her get pissed off. Because honestly, as much as I love Bailey and the Bailey character, you know, her character doesn't come off as the type that could get taken serious when she's mad. So you need to give her that. Just personal opinion though. You know, not when Nia and Tamina, when them two got in the ring, it was like seeing freaking Godzilla and Mothra fighting each other. It was just, I absolutely loved it. And yeah, of course everyone took it as, oh, the Samoans are fighting each other. Dude, who cares if they're the Samoans or if they're from like the Noah family, or if Nia's Rock's cousin and Tamina's Snuka's daughter and is like the second uncle's nephew's cousin of The Rock or whatever the hell. You know? Them two put on a decent show in there. You know? It was just nice to see. It was like seeing two big bad chicks going at it. And that's pretty much really what it was. You know? Now, Nia wound up getting taken out from it. And that was a huge shock, just thinking, whoa, Nia's out? No. Whoa. Well, Raw's still got Asuka, but what else they going to do as far as what power goes now? And then next elimination came for Raw again with Alicia Fox, in which case it actually seemed more so like a shock because the ref did 1, 2, 3, and he seemed kind of hesitant hitting 3, but he did, and then he had to kind of shoot Alicia out there, you know, but, yep, Fox wound up getting out, and then Naomi got taken out via Sasha, and then it got left down to Sasha and Asuka going against Carmella and Natty, in which case then Carmella got taken out, and then, fucking up. First botch on the show, folks. First botch of the night right here. Carmella wound up getting out, then Sasha took out Tamina, and then Sasha's out, and then it was Tamina, and then it eventually led to just Asuka and Natalya, which case, honestly, even if it wasn't Asuka, I still would have rooted for anyone else other than Natalya, because, in all honesty, she kind of, honestly, her character and her presence, the way she carries herself in the ring, it kind of bores me. I mean, it's almost like she's literally trying to copy everything down to a T what Brett did. You know, I mean, it's not only that, man, for fuck's sake, Rock locks a sharpshooter better in than her. And it's Rock, for crying out loud, and he does a horrible sharpshooter. And I'm not trying to shit on a person or make him sound god-awful, but man, you know, it's my 2 cents, but fuck's sake, ugh. Anyways, Asuka wound up getting the win. She locked in the chicken wing on her. Natty tapped out, and that was that. Everyone's been speculating now for some time that eventually Paige is going to be making a return, and when she does, she's going to be on Raw again, in which case, honestly, I can give 2 shits. The women's division has progressed leaps and bounds since she's been out, and at this point, I honestly don't think she even needs to be there to help build it. Anyways, next matchup, Baron Corbin versus The Miz, and, well, I'm going to do things a little different with this one right here and say the ending before I get into the match. Corbin won, hitting the end of days, and honestly, as much as it was needed for SmackDown to get on the scoreboard, so to say, because, you know, having Raw versus SmackDown, in reality though, man, I was cheering for Miz the whole time because he was carrying this entire match on his back with all the mic work he was doing. And just really, what was Corbin doing? Talking about on how he's the United States champion and on how he's proving all the people on Twitter wrong. Dude, all of wrestling doesn't consist of Twitter. So frickin' talk about other people. How about make something up, make a story up about fans saying on how, you know, as you walk into the building, fans constantly boo and dismiss you like you're nothing or something like that, you know? But, yeah, just, But Miz came out, he had the Miztourage, points to Curtis Axel for accessorizing, wearing the Raw shirt with a red Raw neck brace, as well as Maurice being ringside. Nice to see. She wasn't actually ringside, she was sitting behind a barricade, but she was still there, which case, really awesome to see on that part, you know, help play, because, like I said, Miz has been carrying all this, and he's been putting this match saying that this match isn't for Raw, it isn't for, you know, brand loyalty or showing this, that, and the other. No, he's doing this match to prove a point to Corbin, saying, you don't talk shit about... Miz was doing this pretty much to say, you don't talk shit about me, you don't talk shit about my wife, you don't talk shit about my unborn daughter. And honestly, as a parent myself, yeah, I fully stood behind Miz with this one. You know, it's just... couldn't make sense on that. But anyways... As far as the match goes, it was a nice brawl out in there to start with. Corbin, he was in control for a bit. And Miz started to get a comeback, started working on Corbin's knee. And, you know, at one point, the Miztourage started to throw in some cheap shots, and Corbin took them out. And how the match came to an end, Miz wound up going and taking it to Corbin, you know, started throwing out the it kicks, and then went to do the running drop kicks to him in the corner, to where eventually then Corbin just caught him and then boom, hit him with end of days 1, 2, 3. That was it. So yeah, Raw's now on the, or SmackDown's now on the scorecard. Next matchup, Sheamus and Cesaro going against the Usos. First off, Sheamus, like the fact that he had the silver tips in his mohawk, you know, really nice, kind of played well with the whole Raw tag titles being red and gold kind of thing. And great physicality with this match, you know. Sheamus and Cesaro, they were doing everything to slow down the Usos with just using their muscle more than anything on them. Even though all guys can go fast, but honestly, he did good with that, which was really awesome to see. You know, just great storytelling all around. It was nice, good old-fashioned, dare I say, it felt like good old-fashioned tag team wrestling. You know? I'm pretty sure Jim Cornette would look at me, though, and be like, motherfucker, goddamn, that ain't real wrestling. But, well, I don't give two shits about Cornette. Anyways. Yep. But this was a good match. Really liked it. Like I said, Sheamus, Cesaro, they were really grounding. I think it was Uso 1. I can never tell them apart, so I just call them like Uso 1, Uso 2. And, man, Uso 2 got the hot tag in, just started, whoo! Then they moved like crazy. And loved one thing on how they wound up turning, on how the one, I don't know which one, it was like, we'll just say Uso 1 turned a freaking spiked power bomb into a giant Samoan drop. It just, yeah, wow. You know, I mean, I wouldn't say this was a spot fest, but man, the spots that were on this were hot, and they were good. Match wound up coming to an end when the one Uso did an over-the-rope suicide dive, tagged as he was in mid-air to get over, and then the other one wound up going up, did a superfly splash onto Sheamus The one that did the dive took out Cesaro, obviously. And before the splash came, they were throwing out super kicks at the Usos. Or the Usos were throwing out super kicks at Sheamus to not keep him down. And then they did the splash, got the 1, 2, 3. That was it. So now now SmackDown's got 2 points on them. Next matchup, Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss, and man, this was a good match. I really dug this match. Charlotte really took it to Bliss, and I gotta say, lately, she's coming off more and more like her dad. Like she's throwing out the Nature Boy kind of style of fighting, which not knocking at all one bit. Ric Flair, hands down, one of if not the greatest wrestler to ever live. And man, she had some big boots to fill, and she did not disappoint on that one bit. She took to it naturally. But yeah, this really good match. Really loved it. Liked on how Bliss was targeting Charlotte's shoulder during the match. Yeah, and it's like what I said before. Have one person target a shoulder in one match, have another person target a knee in a different match, target a neck, target the ribs, target the ankle, things like that. Do little things like that. It helps build, because if everyone just works the knee or the shoulder all night, they're like, oh, well, they're going to start hitting the shoulder again in a minute, don't worry. But this was just really nice to see. This was like ye old NXT days kind of match. Had great back and forth. Match came to an end when Bliss wound up going up to go hit the Twisted Bliss. Charlotte got her knees up, blocked it, and then next thing you know, transitioned, locked in the figure 8. So Charlotte wins. Charlotte wins on that one. Next, so now SmackDown's in the lead, so to say, having more wins over Raw. And then, so now we come to AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar. Oh my God. 2 former IWGP champions in their own right. And now both WWE champions competing. Never in a million years would I ever have thought this match would happen, and it fucking did, and it blew my mind. I absolutely loved it because Brock played to the power game, took out Styles right from the start. The power hand, played the power hand. It reminded me a lot more so like on how his match with John Cena was for the title back at SummerSlam a few years ago. But just, it was good like in that kind of sense. Styles started to mount a comeback. He started working on him, and again, Styles wound up getting the calf killer in at one point, pulling and tugging on it, wrenching it in hard, and you see Brock like, ah, and then just grab Styles' head, wham, 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 throwing him down like that to keep him down, which, God almighty, that is nuts to see. And how Brock is a pretty intimidating fella. He's a pretty intimidating dude right then and there, just see him, like 6'2" or 6'4", I think. He's like 280 muscle, just God almighty. But man, Styles, he took it to him. He took it to him, and he took it to him hard, and absolutely loved it. Match came to an end though when Styles, just as he's mounting his comeback and it looks like he's about to lock in the win, he gets up to go hit the phenomenal forearm. He's up in the air. Brock catches him, hooks him on his shoulder, spins around, hits the F5. 1, 2, 3. That was it. So now scoreboards, we'll just say again, because I don't like that whole thing that they've been pushing, saying it's the one time a year that they go head to head. That's stupid shit. It's tied up. So now comes to the last Survivor Series match. Team Raw versus Team Smackdown. Kurt came out, and to address, if anyone was wondering, because some people were asking last night, the gloves that Kurt Angle is wearing, the ones that had his hands like this, they're special gloves that amateur and Greco-Roman wrestlers wear to help make sure their fingers don't get twisted and contorted and broken while they're wrestling. Angle wears them. Angle wore them, you know, because he's actually a sponsor and he has his own brand for them, I believe. But, you know, yeah, so he did that. And everyone came out. It was Team Raw, Team Smackdown. Nice feel out right at the start, you know. And really loved it. Everyone got like their, like, 3 or 5 minutes to go and do something real quick. The part that got me and made me like literally like twitching like I was a 12-year-old boy again watching wrestling was that very moment Triple H was in the ring with Nakamura and when he was in the ring with Bobby Roode, because with just that, and also Triple H hands down did my favorite thing of the year when mocking Bobby Roode, with Bobby Roode doing glorious. Tripp did that, just I freaking laughed at that. I thought it was hilarious. You know, but good match. It was a great brawl. It was a great match all in all. Nakamura got taken out by Braun Strowman. Nakamura being the first out was a huge shock, which I didn't expect that to happen right out the bat. And then right after that, Bobby Roode got taken out by Braun. Cena and Joe, they had their fair share of the brawl in there. And, excuse me, sorry. Cena, he winds up getting taken out by Samoa Joe, which case, honestly, John Cena felt like the only person that really stood out, like, why is he here in this match? Because everyone else had a legitimate reason being on TV wise, from the time they started building Survivor Series until that night, on why they were there. Whereas Cena was like, you know, it was just said, oh yeah, hey, we're gonna do John Cena. Yeah, it's like, huh? But yeah, Cena got taken out, or Cena takes out Joe, I should say. I'm sorry, not that. And Angle takes out John Cena, but man, the moment that those two locked horns in the ring again, it was like seeing when Cena first came in and just looked at him, it was like, ruthless aggression. Slap! And slapped the taste out of Kurt's mouth. But man, these two did not, you know, this match did not disappoint. It was really good all in all. Really also liked the underlying story that they were showing with Raw, with Finn and Joe. Because, you know, with Finn and Joe arguing with each other and such. And Randy winds up taking out Finn. At one point, Finn's going for the coup de grace. Randy just catches him. Boom! RKO. So, yeah. And then, next thing you know, and as the match goes on, you know, Braun Strowman got taken out. He got superplexed by everyone on Team SmackDown onto the German table. And so Braun was out of it for a good bit. And at one point when it was left to Randy and Shane, just as Randy had the snot kicked out of him and he's reaching over to go and tag in Shane, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens come out, beat up Shane McMahon to help further prove their point, saying that they're not going to stand by and let, you know, somebody dictate, be an evil dictator and hold them down, you know, so to say. They were clubbing at them, saying, you know, and then Shane just started grabbing a chair, cracked it at them all. And then eventually Randy got eliminated and it was down to Shane versus Kurt, Hunter, and Strowman. And you could just see that look on Shane's face like, I'm gonna die. He's hesitant in getting back in there, but when he does, he starts working it with Shane starts working it with Angle good, and it's to the point where Angle winds up doing like ye old classic. Instead of pulling down the singlets, he just rips his Raw shirt off, gets the ankle lock in real good. One thing that pisses me off about when I see the ankle lock get put in is nobody bothers to scissor the leg. You know, if you scissor the leg when you do it, guarantee that makes it look just so much more intense. Like, oh my god, he's doing that, now there's no way he's going to be able to crawl or try and fight his way out. You know? But Kurt has that locked in for a good bit, and it looks like just as Shane's about to tap, Hunter walks in, makes Kurt break the hold, pedigrees Kurt Angle, in which case, right at that point, like, the hell? And then throws Shane on top of Kurt Angle to eliminate Kurt Angle, and then you see Tripp and Hunter and Shane standing side by side, and Shane's like, what's going on? The fuck? And there's Braun just like, like, I don't know what's going on, but something tells me I'm going to have to hurt both of you. And then, just as like, yeah, us. And then next, you know, Hunter, boom, hits a pedigree. And then Hunter takes out Shane, so Raw wins. And then they got their hands up. Braun Strowman's just looking at him like, motherfucker, did you just play me? Did you just play me? And then he proceeds to beat the crap out of him and gives him the running power slam. He gives him the running power slam, and bam! Hunter winds up getting put down on the floor. So all in all, I've thoroughly enjoyed this show. I would give it a 5 out of 5. You know? But since it wasn't in the Tokyo Dome, and I'm not Meltzer, you know, chances are, you know, he's only going to give it like 2 3/4 stars. You know, but either way, fuck Meltzer. Anyways, that is it for this week's show, folks. So, like on normal, do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Make sure y'all look for me on my Twitter at Team Vicious. Also do have another account, Tim_Vicious. Make sure you check out the info down below on the Dad Show, Lifestyle Podcast, Storytelling Podcast, whatever kind of podcast you want to see it as. New episodes are coming out soon, it's a matter of when, not if. I am also on that Facebook gimmick Dash, and do not forget to follow all of these cool ass cats right here on Twitter. Axel Mulligan, Kenny Killett, excuse me, my 2 co-hosts for the Dad Show, my good brothers. I am Danny Sunday, and my executive producer for Vicious Rants, Oliver Ben. Make sure y'all check out Ollie's music. It was provided for this week's show. It's on iTunes, Spotify, and such. Details are down below, as well as Cranky Asshole Aaron _Deborah and Dazzy MWP. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.